And there's breaking news that's coming in at this point. A pro-Khalistan organization has called for the shutting down of Indian consulates in Canada on the 25th of September. This after Canadian Prime Minister expelled an Indian diplomat over what can be said to be just allegations, baseless allegations of India's involvement in the killing of Nijjar, a known Khalistani terrorist. And pro-Khalistan organization Sikhs for Justice, the SFJ, has given the call to shut down Indian consulates in Canada on the 25th of September. For more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Amandeep. Amandeep, it appears now, Sikh Khalistani organizations are, getting emboldened by Trudeau's stance and by his recent statements.
Well, absolutely, Rukman. These organizations are the root cause of this entire episode that is happening between the Indian government and the Canadian government. And in fact, Seek for Justice organization has given the call and comes out with the video. Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, who's the General Counsel of Seek for Justice, he comes out with the video message that they have given the call to shut down all the Indian consulates in Canada, including Toronto, including Vancouver and Ottawa as well. And in fact, this call has been come after when the Indian government has asked the Canadian High Commission to leave within 5 days from India. And in fact, when the confrontation has erupted over the murder of Khalistani Hardeep Singh Nijjar, just because Khalistani Hardeep Singh Nijjar was a close associate of Gurpatwant Singh Pannun and an active member of Sikh for Justice organization. So this is another provocation, and in fact, the statement of Justin Trudeau favoring the Khalistani elements in Canada, this is the result. Now they are trying to create trouble again outside the Indian consulates, and in fact, they are going to shut down on September 25th. And in fact, they are organizing continuously Khalistani referendums in Canada, just because now when the Punjab and in fact when the Indian government is not allowing them certain kind of activities and provocative in fact activities in India, so they have chosen to do all these activities in Canada. And in fact, Canadian government is giving the space. So result is just a day after when the Indian government has asked the Canadian High Commission to move back. So now in protest, Seek for Justice is trying to favor and back the Canadian government, and even quoting that how the pro-Khalistani organization Seek for Justice is backing the Prime Minister Trudeau's statement against the India. So now they are going to create trouble outside the Indian consulates in Canada, and in fact, including Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa. These are the three targets that they have decided by Seek for Justice. Again, these Khalistani flags would be visible on September 25. The way it had happened in London, the way it had happened earlier in Toronto, and in fact, certain incidents reported outside the Indian High Commissions in several countries. So this is the result that how Trudeau is giving the space to these Khalistanis, and they are again trying to trouble the Indian activities on the international soil as well. So this is the actually support seeking by these pro-Khalistani organizations by putting pressure on the Trudeau government. And in fact, now they will gather and show their strength as well, just because Trudeau has already inclined only 1 point agenda, that he's having the Sikh vote bank in Canada. Almost 3% of the Canadian citizens are Indian, and in fact, out of 3%, around 2% are the Sikhs who were supporting this agenda, who were a part of this agenda. And in fact, to cater that vote bank, Trudeau has given the statement against the Indian government as well. But now let's wait and watch, just because these activities of the Khalistani elements is going to escalate in Canada itself, just because the Indian government won't allow them to do so in the Indian soil. And in fact, Canadian government is giving proper space to these elements to speak against the India, to do whatever they wanted to do against the Indian territory. And even now, let's wait and watch what is going to happen. Either the Trudeau government is going to tolerate these kind of activities of the pro-Khalistani elements against the India on the Canadian soil, or they are going to halt this process. Yes, Rupi.
Right. Amandeep, I'll be just coming back to you, because there's been another major development as far as this incidence of Khalistani provocation is concerned. So I'll be back with you just